Is there a way to slow down brain aging? I want to talk about that in this video. I'm going to share with you a study. Granted, it was done in mice. I want to be upfront about that, but I think it's very applicable to humans. So let's hop right into it. So here's what we know about our brains. Basically, they are a huge user of your energy sources. Our brain uses roughly 20% of the energy that we take in each day through food. 20% of that goes to the brain. Now, the brain's preferred energy source is glucose. The easiest way to get glucose to your brain and in our bodies is through consumption of natural carbohydrates, not processed, not keto diet, not carnivore, but natural carbohydrates, okay? Now, anything that we do that's going to interrupt that cycle can potentially introduce problems, and that's what they found in the study. So basically what we had going on is that they gave these mice PUFAs, or polyunsaturated fatty acids. For example, some of those we're going to find in a lot of processed foods: the canola oil, the safflower oil, corn oil, sunflower, flaxseed oil, all these different sorts of oils that are polyunsaturated. When you consume those, what they found is that they saw an increase in prostaglandin E. The same thing, the same sort of enzyme system that occurs in humans as well. So when you see an increase in this prostaglandin E2, that actually inhibits glucose metabolism in the brain. Hence, you're not able to metabolize glucose, its preferred energy source. When that happens, instead of using glucose as its preferred energy source to make ATP and provide energy for the brain, and when you don't have energy for the brain, you begin to have cognition issues, okay? Instead of being able to use glucose for energy in the brain, it was shuttled to make glycogen. Now, glycogen is kind of the storage form of glucose in your body. Your body uses it for immediate emergency sort of situations, for quick bursts of energy. What that does is it put their brains in an energy deficient state. I've talked about this a lot. When you're in an energy deficient state, your body recognizes that. It will kick in stress hormones to give the brain energy from other sources. And in this case, what we think is going on is it starts the Randle cycle to help kick out some stress hormones, use fatty acids as an energy source for the brain. Now, what happened in the study is that they found the mice that were fed the polyunsaturated fatty acids began to develop what they call an aged brain. This was a genetic thing that they were beginning to develop, okay? Also found that this was a positive feedback loop, meaning that the more that these polyunsaturated fatty acids increased levels of that prostaglandin, the more it increased cyclooxygenase expression and produced even more inflammation and even more prostaglandins. Okay, so it's kind of this self-fulfilling cycle that you can get into. So the question is, how do you reverse this process? Well, they actually did that in the study. And the main thing they did is they pulled the polyunsaturated fatty acids from the mice. And when they did this, they found that the inhibition of these inflammatory signaling molecules went away. They were able to restore the bioenergetics. They were able to cut down on the inflammation. They were able to see better memory, better cognition. Again, I understand this is in mice, but there's nothing good that we have found from a metabolism standpoint with polyunsaturated fatty acids, okay? So just pulling them from your diet could potentially be very beneficial for keeping a younger brain. The other thing that we know can help is things like aspirin. Obviously, aspirin is derived from natural substances, but it is a prostaglandin inhibitor. They found that 81 milligrams, this is a different study, 81 milligrams of aspirin a day for 2 weeks inhibited the biosynthesis of that PGE2, the same thing that was raised when consuming the seed oils in these mice. They were able to lower that by an average of 45%, and that was done in humans. So pull the polyunsaturated fatty acids, aspirin, and baby aspirin can potentially be helpful as well. But I wanted to share this with you because some of the things that are causing, this age brain, and whether it turns into dementia or Alzheimer's, these sorts of things are things we're potentially doing to ourselves. So just withholding polyunsaturated fatty acids can be a huge win, give you that younger brain, help with cognition, all sorts of beneficial things. Let me know in the comments, guys, if there's other topics that you'd like me to cover that would be helpful for you. I hope this video was helpful. See you in the next one.